last assessment is my elementary English assessment. This assessment, for my formal assessment, I chose a reading placement test that we test our students on the beginning of the year as well as the end of the year. I felt like this was a good placement test to see where our students are from the previous grade and entering into the new grade. This is a form of testing that kind of is great for students because it really gives that true raw score and what kind of placement we're dealing with. In this particular case, the student struggled with time management, which is pretty common among the formal testing process. But the student I was working with was named Roadrunner, and he was one of my 3rd grade students as he was 10 years old. And I really wanted to evaluate his reading comprehension, and I administered him a reading comprehension placement test. And like I said before, he struggled with the time management and being able to read given stories or paragraphs in the time allotted. He struggled with finding the main idea of the topic as well as the context clues and test management skills in order to complete the answer for the whole test. So basically he was struggling with what he read, how to comprehend it, and how to answer the questions on the passage. And here's actually the test in which I administered to him. Oops, sorry. Where are we at? Here. There we go. So here's some of the tests of that. Sorry, I don't want to lose y'all. And so for the informal assessment I used in the reading category was a technique called tic-tac-toe reading. And so he was basically able to pick books from our reading basket in class, and I challenged him to play tic-tac-toe. And you're probably wondering, well, how do you do that? So basically, he picks a book, and then I also pick a book. Once completed reading the book, you go to our tic-tac-toe chart and place it in one of the squares. Now you're probably wondering, well, how do you tell who's the X and who's the O? Well, you grab so he was the X's and I was the O's. So if he completed the book and he placed it in a square, he'd grab a block of an X and put it on top of the book. I would do so the same with the O. I also kept in touch with his mom once a week through emails to keep her informed of his progress, and his weakness in this would tend to pick books out of the basket that only topics he liked, so I challenged him on picking topics that he necessarily wouldn't read or like or get anything like that. And so I wanted to evaluate again his time management skills, getting through the entire passage in the amount of time, and using test-taking skills to help him understand the main idea of the passage. And we met throughout the week to go over easier test-taking skills such as the main idea of each paragraph, numbering the paragraphs, highlighting, reading the title, understanding, where the title is, what's the indentation, what does that mean, stuff like that. So in the informal assessment category, I challenged him to get into the tic-tac-toe reading, which he really reacted to, and it really kind of motivated and pushed him, and so I also kind of liked that. And so he's one of those students that works really, really hard and very, very easy to push, so it was a great opportunity.